taking the time, Eric. I'm here early morning to try and get some footage of your beautiful boy, Golden Ducat. It's quite exciting for fans, for people that followed his career, to have him come back after, I think his last run was in Staff de May in Durban. So could you just tell us about his prep and what he's done since that run?
So since that run, he got hurt after that. He did a low suspensory, one of the medial branches, and obviously on the track at Summerveld, and we decided to pull the plug and send him back to the farm and give him a proper rest. We didn't bring him back for the summer last year. We just gave him a good 14 months on the farm to rest. Time is the only thing that can heal that, and we hope it turns out. Thank God, touch wood now. He looks like he's staying sound. He has got his niggles. We've all known that from day one, but he's a great horse. I really thought that he would be. I thought he was good, getting as good as his brother.
Yeah, sure.
And that's easy to say, but the work he was showing he was heading that way.
And looking at him today, he's as impressive as I remember him. But the comment might be that he's grown, matured, and that he had a big frame then and was just athletic. He's now ready for that entire frame. Is that sort of how you see him in the mornings?
If you look at his July, the photographs they took for the July, he was a plank. He's 40 kilos heavier a year later, 2 years later almost, you could call it, 18 months, 2 years almost. And he's just solid. He's just filled out, he's matured, he's a phenomenal horse.
Looking at his eye, you can see that ring, and whether that's fact or something that I've picked up, a horse that's it just has this glow around his eye. What sort of prep have you given him heading into the Cape Mile, which will be his first start?
So he's been here a few months, so we just brought him along very slowly, just increased, and he's had a gallop a month,
okay,
and easy gallops. He went to Kenilworth last week, he had a gallop. His heart rate, his recovery rate is still a little bit on the higher side.
Okay.
But that's perfect for now. We want him ready for the Met. The program leading into the Met is not, I don't want to say it's not ideal, but there's only miles for him.
Okay.
And maybe that 1800, the Group 2 on Queen's Plate Day, and then into the Met. So he's going to have 3 runs before the Met. There's going to be no second run after the layoff syndrome, if there is such a thing with some horses.
Sure. But he will sharpen up from this run in the Cape Mile. And when you were putting him in the race, that was the plan according to how he had gone in, or did you sort of tick things over, like a month?
That was the program presented to us.
Okay.
So we got to go according to the program. So I work back from the Met,
okay,
and see where I can get him to run and where I can't. And this is the program that's presented to us. So we have to go along with the program.
And in terms of ownership now, obviously he was leased to Mr. Rattray before. Has that changed, or will he still run?
No, he still runs in Mr. Rattray's colours. I speak to Mrs. Rattray quite often.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's certainly watching. He's certainly watching Mr. Rattray, and I'd love to carry on doing proud for him. He was a great man for racing, and he's sorely missed.
Yes. To echo that statement, having Rainbow Bridge, for Mr. Rattray and his colours was really something. The Met, and that whole story and the whole journey. Now he's retired at Wilgerbos Strip with Mary's Farm. Have you gone to see him? What's he doing and how's he like?
If I go to the farm, I try to see every one of the progeny. It's like saying hello to family.
Sure.
I go see halfway, and I'm guilty. The last time I was there, I didn't see him all halfway. It just panned out that way that when leaving the farm, I was on the wrong end of the farm. So, yeah, you feel guilty about it. But I go again this weekend. I go to the farms often, so I'm hopefully going to be there on Friday. I'll see him again. And people have said to me, Andrew Gray, who was the last doctor to work with him when he was in racing, said to me, you should bring him back into training, and I can't do that to that horse. He's been phenomenal. He's been a great horse, and we don't want to draw blood from a stone. He retired gracefully, and what a great send-off we gave him.
And now in a forever paddock, I'm sure he's made some, he looks back, you know, that stare into the abyss or into the mountains there. I'm sure he has fond memories of racing. I'm sure he really loved racing, and that was the core attribute of his heart. He just loved doing what he did.
If I want to compare him to something, I would think it would be like a champion boxer that rises to the occasion.
Okay.
And when you get beat, you just come back again, and you never throw in the gloves.
So you mentioned that Golden Ducat and Rainbow had similarities, at least in terms of how you thought his ability, Golden Ducat's ability, will get to Rainbow's. Can you compare him to a horse that you've had in training, or is he just a better version of what we saw last time out, Golden Ducat?
You know, we just hope he stays sound. They don't improve when they're 6, but I also thought he was such a late maturer that for him it could work. You know, Rainbow was a great 6-year-old, really a great 6-year-old. I remember them interviewing me in Durban and saying to me, but Eric is 6 years old now, what do you think? And I said to them at the time, I was 6 once and I improved. So there we go. So look, I just want to let him come through the race fine and get to the Met, and then we'll see after that.
We're excited to follow the journey. Thank you for taking the time this morning, and see him in the parade ring and the race course.
Great, thank you.